Dinner in the sky. Most restaurants place the table on the ground. Dinner in the sky removes the ground from the experience. The concept uses a crane to lift a dining platform into the air while guests are strapped into seats around a central table. Chefs and servers stand in the middle, preparing and serving the meal while the entire restaurant hangs high above the city. Some versions of the experience lift diners around 40 meters into the air. Depending on location and setup, the food matters, but the real attraction is the feeling of eating while suspended above everything. Guests are not looking at walls, candles, or decorations. They are looking at skylines, open air, traffic, buildings, water, and the ground far below their feet. The idea feels strange because it turns a meal into a controlled fear experience. A fork, a plate, and a glass suddenly become part of an adventure. Every small movement feels more noticeable because there is no normal floor beneath the chair. Dinner in the sky works because it understands that some customers are not only paying for flavor, they are paying for a story they can tell afterward. A restaurant usually offers a view. This one makes the view impossible to ignore. Ithaa Undersea Restaurant. Ithaa Undersea Restaurant in the Maldives takes dining in the opposite direction. Instead of lifting guests into the sky, it places them beneath the ocean. Located at Conrad, Maldives Rangali Island, Ithaa is known as the world's first undersea restaurant. Hilton describes it as resting 6 meters underwater and offering wide views of coral reefs and marine life through a glass dome. Diners sit inside a curved transparent space, while fish move around them and sunlight filters through the water above. The experience feels unreal because the restaurant changes the normal relationship between people and nature. In most seafood restaurants, the ocean is outside the window or represented on the plate. At Ithaa, the sea surrounds the entire room. Guests are not simply eating near water. They are inside a quiet underwater scene. The weirdness comes from elegance mixed with impossibility. Nothing about eating a fine meal requires being under the ocean, yet the setting completely changes the mood. The meal becomes slower, quieter, and more dreamlike because the world outside the glass is alive. Ithaa shows how location can turn a restaurant into an event. The menu may be refined, but the memory is shaped by the setting. Few dining rooms make guests feel as if they have stepped into another planet without leaving Earth. Before we continue, take a second to like and subscribe to the channel. We bring you strange, surprising, and unforgettable stories from around the world. Now let us move to the next one. Dining in the dark. Dining in the dark changes the restaurant experience by removing the one sense people usually trust first. In a dark dining restaurant, guests eat without seeing their food clearly, and in some locations they are served by blind or visually impaired staff. Now X Dine in the Dark in Singapore describes its experience as 12 mystery dishes served in complete darkness by blind waiters. The goal is not only novelty, it is to make smell, taste, touch, and hearing feel more important than sight. At first, the concept can feel uncomfortable. Guests must find their glass carefully, trust the server, identify food by texture, and pay attention to flavors without visual clues. A simple bite becomes a guessing game. Something familiar can feel completely different when the eyes cannot prepare the mind. The strange power of dark dining is that it exposes how much people eat with their eyes. Color, shape, plating, and presentation usually influence expectation before food even reaches the mouth. In darkness, those signals disappear. The restaurant becomes less about decoration and more about awareness. Conversations sound closer. Small movements become louder. A spoon touching a plate feels more important than usual. Dining in the dark is weird because it does not add more spectacle. It removes one of the biggest parts of dining and lets the missing sense become the main attraction. Modern toilet restaurant. Modern toilet restaurant turns one of the least appetizing themes imaginable into a dining concept. The Taiwan-based chain is built around bathroom imagery. Guests sit on toilet-shaped seats, eat from dishes designed to resemble miniature toilets or bathroom fixtures, and are surrounded by decor that would normally belong nowhere near a restaurant table. The concept is deliberately absurd. It takes the language of bathrooms and applies it to food service. This should not work. Restaurants usually depend on cleanliness, comfort, appetite, and presentation. Bathroom imagery seems to attack all of those ideas at once. Yet the weirdness is exactly what makes the place memorable. Customers visit because the experience is funny, uncomfortable, and photo-friendly. The food becomes part of a joke that everyone at the table understands. People do not go there expecting a normal, elegant dinner. They go because the concept is so strange that it becomes entertainment. Modern Toilet shows how theme restaurants can survive by turning disgust into humor. The boundary between unacceptable and amusing becomes the whole business model. The strange part is not only that the restaurant exists. It is that the concept invites people to laugh at the very thing that should make them lose their appetite. A normal restaurant tries to hide the bathroom. This one builds the brand around it. Conveyor belt sushi. Conveyor belt sushi looks simple now, but the concept changed how a restaurant could move. Instead of waiting for servers to bring every dish, customers sit beside a moving belt carrying plates of sushi around the room. Diners choose what they want as it passes by. Different plate colors or designs can represent different prices, making the system fast, visual, and flexible. The weirdness is not that the food is strange. The strange part is the movement. The restaurant becomes a small food machine, with dishes circulating like products in a factory. Customers do not only order, they watch, choose, grab, and sometimes wait for the perfect plate to appear. This system changes the rhythm of eating. There is less pressure to decide everything at once. A person can start with one plate, notice another, and build the meal gradually. The passing food creates curiosity. Even if someone came for salmon, they may see something unexpected moving past and take it. Conveyor belt sushi also makes the kitchen feel closer to the guest. Food appears continuously, and the dining room becomes connected to preparation in a visible way. It is weird because it turns service into motion. The meal does not arrive from behind a door. It travels around the room until the customer reaches out and claims it. Robot restaurants. Robot restaurants turn service into a performance of technology. In these places, machines may greet customers, deliver trays, cook simple dishes, mix drinks, or move through the dining area with food. Some restaurants use robots for practical reasons, such as reducing repetitive tasks or attracting attention. Others build the entire concept around futuristic entertainment. The appeal comes from the collision between hospitality and machinery. Restaurants are usually human spaces. A server smiles, explains the menu, reacts to questions, and adjusts to the mood of the table. A robot changes that feeling. It may move efficiently, speak through a screen, play music, or deliver food with mechanical precision, but it also makes the guest aware that service has become part of the show. The weirdest part is how quickly people adapt. At first, a robot carrying food seems unusual. After a few minutes, customers begin treating it like part of the restaurant's personality. Children watch it. Adults film it. The machine becomes a moving attraction between tables. Robot restaurants raise an interesting question about the future of dining. Do people want speed, novelty, and consistency, or do they still want human warmth? The concept works best when it does not pretend the robot is invisible. It succeeds when the machine becomes the reason people came. Heart Attack Grill. Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas is one of the most controversial restaurant concepts because it builds its identity around unhealthy eating. The restaurant uses a hospital theme. Guests are called patients, servers wear nurse-inspired outfits, and the menu is filled with extremely high-calorie burgers and over-the-top food items. The branding is intentionally shocking. It does not hide excess. It turns excess into the entire joke. This concept is weird because most restaurants try to make indulgence feel harmless. Heart Attack Grill does the opposite. It puts danger in the name and makes the warning part of the entertainment. The customer knows the food is excessive before ordering. That knowledge becomes part of the experience. The atmosphere is designed to provoke reactions. Some people find it funny. Others find it tasteless or irresponsible. Either way, the restaurant has managed to stay memorable because it refuses to soften its message. There is also a deeper cultural reason it attracts attention. It exaggerates a real relationship people have with food. Many customers enjoy meals they know are not healthy. Heart Attack Grill turns that private contradiction into public theater. The concept does not sell balance. It sells rebellion, spectacle, and the strange thrill of eating something that openly admits it is bad for you. El Diablo Volcano Grill. At El Diablo in Lanzarote, Spain, the kitchen does not rely on a normal grill alone. The restaurant uses geothermal heat from volcanic activity beneath the ground to cook food. Located in Timanfaya National Park, the concept feels almost ancient and futuristic at the same time. Food is placed above a grill built over a volcanic heat source. Instead of gas flames or electric heat, the cooking power comes from the earth itself. The setting changes the meaning of the meal. A grilled dish is familiar, but volcanic heat gives it a sense of danger and wonder. Guests are not only eating in a restaurant, they are eating in a landscape shaped by eruptions, lava, and geological force. The weirdness comes from realizing that the planet is part of the kitchen. Most restaurants control heat with appliances. El Diablo uses a natural phenomenon that already exists below the surface. The chef is not creating fire from nothing. The earth is providing it. This kind of concept works because it connects food to place in a physical way. The meal could not feel the same anywhere else. The location is not decoration. It is the source of the cooking method. El Diablo turns geology into hospitality. The volcano becomes both the attraction and the stove. Ice restaurants. An ice restaurant turns comfort into a challenge. Instead of warm lighting, soft walls, and cozy interiors, these restaurants or seasonal dining spaces are built with ice and snow. Tables, chairs, walls, sculptures, and bar areas may be carved or formed from frozen material. Guests often wear heavy coats, gloves, or thermal gear while eating or drinking in sub-zero surroundings. The concept feels strange because restaurants usually fight cold. They heat rooms, warm plates, serve hot drinks, and create comfort. Ice restaurants invite the cold inside and make it the main feature. The experience depends on contrast. A warm meal in a frozen room feels different from the same meal in a normal dining space. A glass made of ice changes how a drink feels in the hand. Light reflecting through frozen walls creates a blue, glowing atmosphere that cannot be copied with regular decor. These places are often temporary or seasonal, which adds to their appeal. The restaurant itself may melt or be rebuilt, making the visit feel limited and special. Ice restaurants show that discomfort can become memorable when it is controlled. Nobody wants to freeze during dinner, but many people are curious enough to eat inside a room made of ice. The cold is not a problem to solve. It is the reason the restaurant exists. Ninja-themed restaurants. A ninja-themed restaurant turns dinner into staged surprise. Instead of a simple dining room, the space may be designed with dark corridors, hidden doors, dramatic entrances, and servers dressed as ninja characters. Guests are guided through an environment that feels closer to a performance set than a normal restaurant. Food may arrive with theatrical gestures, smoke effects, tricks, or playful presentation. The concept works because it changes the role of the server. In a normal restaurant, service is supposed to be smooth and almost invisible. In a ninja restaurant, the server becomes part of the entertainment. Movement, timing, costume, and surprise matter almost as much as the menu. The weirdness lies in the mix of childhood imagination and adult dining. People know they are not inside real ancient Japan. They understand it is theater. Still, the setting lets guests step into a fantasy for a short time. Restaurants like this are built for memory. A customer may forget the exact flavor of a dish, but remember a hidden door opening, or a server appearing unexpectedly beside the table. Ninja-themed dining shows how a restaurant can borrow from storytelling. The meal becomes a sequence of scenes. Guests do not only eat, they participate in a small adventure designed around suspense, play, and surprise. Thank you for watching. To support the creation of more videos like this, please like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment suggesting a topic for our next video. Thanks again, and goodbye.